So the other day I had kind of a weird, uncomfortable experience. I'm a server in a restaurant, and there was a man that came in. As soon as I looked at him in the eye, I knew exactly who he was. He was the man on my most recent Instacart delivery. And I don't know how to react in that situation. Is the protocol the same as, like, when you go to therapy and they have this privacy agreement as to where if you see them in public, they won't acknowledge you? Is it the same for a man that grocery shopped for me? I don't know. But I did say nothing, and I regret that because the whole time there was just like this really weird tension of like whether or not either of us should say anything, like, hey, you shopped for me. And he'd be like, yeah. Anyways, so we're actually here to talk about EasyDeliveryCo. Yeah, it just came out September 11th, 2025. This game had kind of a backrooms unsettling vibe the whole time, but like in a really cozy way. Like if you're alone in a cabin on Christmas Eve and it's snowing outside and you're in the middle of nowhere and you hear a scratching at your window, but you're like by the fire drinking hot cocoa, and all of a sudden you hear a knock at your door, but there's should be nobody around. That's the kind of vibe that this game has. I found myself becoming very like emotionally enmeshed with this game very quickly. I like to exist in liminal space. I find it very comforting. I find like right now it's starting to get a little bit darker outside as the seasons are changing, and I feel so at home once again because I am just a cold. I I am a cold little freak mole person on the inside. Yeah, I really enjoy the dark and I enjoy the cold. And I feel like during the fall/winter, I don't have to make excuses for why I am this way. I get like reverse seasonal depression. Yeah, in the summer, it's just like too much, man. It's just too much. Everybody wants to do everything all of the time, and it's hot out. And I feel guilty. I feel guilty the whole time because I'm not doing anything the way that everybody else is. And then finally, the colder months start to creep in, and I feel finally at home. I would like nothing better than to be actually a person in this game driving a delivery truck in the snow, and I lived in a little cabin, and maybe I hung out with some of the critters around town. Like the guy at the pawn shop seems like a cool guy. Maybe we might have some interesting conversations because he's into that conspiracy theory stuff, and I'm sure he has some interesting things to say. He scares me a little, I'm not gonna lie, but that's part of the vibe. That's that's part of the energy in a place like this is you're just a little bit scared of everyone and not sure what's going on and always feeling like maybe there's something that you're not quite getting, that there's uh, uh, something that everybody knows but you don't. That's definitely the vibe there, but also like not minding that I don't know and like appreciating the solitude and not being able to get out of my vehicle because it's cold. It's cold out and I might freeze to death, but as long as I'm in my vehicle or inside, I'm perfectly fine. Yeah, that sounds like really fun. The music is like literal elevator music, but in like the best way possible, where it kind of like serenades you in a cute but vacant way. And I really love, one of my favorite characters in this game is the guy who drives the plot, obviously. He's got his little fire. And he is just singing his little tune. And I love it. It makes me so happy every time I see him. And he's actually kind of like my best friend. He lets me cook my coffee in his cabin, which is really nice. And I guess coffee is more sustainable than the energy drinks that you can drink throughout the game. The energy drinks give you short bursts of energy, and the coffee spikes you way to the top. No solid foods, just liquids going through your body, keeping you going. Not only do I imagine myself in this strange little town making deliveries, I also imagine myself being completely cracked out of my mind on caffeine throughout the game, which also brings me a lot of joy. I don't know why it brings me joy, but it really just does. I don't know. My only critique of this game is how it's a little too real sometimes, because as I'm locked in on my job, I run out of gas. And when I go to the gas guy, first off, he's a little rude, and it hurts my feelings a little bit. But also, he decides the gas prices. They change all the time. Sometimes they're high, sometimes they're low, and sometimes they're a little too high, if you know what I mean. It's a little annoying. It's like, even in my paradise frozen snow world of delivering things, I still have to battle high gas prices. If you just need to like sit and think about your life choices, if you have some emotions to process, or like maybe some traumatic life events that have happened recently that you just need to sit and think on and review inside your mind, this is the perfect game to do that with, because it's not so distracting as to where it's completely taking me out of my reality. It's actually transforming my reality to where that's me in the car on my drives to my delivery thinking about everything bad that's ever happened to me. And I'm driving around town and I'm seeing everything is so easy, right? Everything is so easy all the time. The Easy Bakery, we've got the Easy Flower Shop, the Easy Cafe. We are Easy Delivery Company. And as you're driving, thinking about these things in your life, you just think to yourself, and this is what I was thinking to myself, why is everything so easy all of the time? You know what I mean? Why is everything so easy? And then I think to myself, is everything so easy? And then I think to myself, am I the one making it so hard when really it could just be easy? And that's it, folks. That is my review on EasyDeliveryCo. Genuinely one of my favorite games that I have played this year. Possibly ever. I don't know. I'm really emotionally attached to it, so. Maybe the game has vexed me. Maybe I am the game. Maybe I am Easy Delivery Company. Just give in to seasonal depression and download this game. That's all. Have an easy day.